start looking at parts of an expression. So first off, a term is the part of an expression that is separated by plus or minus signs. So what is important is that we need to look at those minus signs as negatives, and they have to be included. So this would be -6. This would be -10. This would be -8x. This would be +x squared. This would be +4. Like terms are terms that contain the same variables. What's important to note is that constants are considered like terms. So if we're looking at this, we have, and you need to include the negatives with it, -6x and 8x are like terms. X squared is not considered a like term because it's not the exact same variable. It has squared with it. Whoops, I'm sorry, this negative should have been highlighted with the 8x. And then the constants are just our numbers. We'll talk about that down here, but those are like terms as well. So -10 and +4. Coefficient is the numerical part of a term that contains a variable. So I'm looking at all of my terms that contain variables. So we've got -6x, we've got -8x, and we have 8x. All of those include variables. So it's the number that goes with it. And again, be careful with the negatives. -6, here we have -8, and even though there's no number here, it's not 0, it's 1. There's 1x squared, so 1 is your coefficient. And then your constants are your numbers without a variable. So -10 and +4. So let's look at this in action here. Number 1, 5a minus 4b plus c. So again, looking at our terms, make sure you're including the positives. So we have our negatives, 5a, -4b, and c. For the like terms, there's no other a's, there's no other b's, there's no other c's, so there are none. There are no like terms. Coefficients, we are looking at those that have variables. So this has a variable, this has a variable, this has a variable. The number that goes with it, we have 5, we have -4, and 1c. There's 5 A's, there's -4 B's, there's 1 C. And then our constants, that's just the numbers. We don't have any of those, so there are none. Okay, number 2. Looking at the terms, we have 3x, -4x, -2, -y, and +25. Our like terms, we're looking at those that have the same variable. So we have 3x and -4x, and there's y, but there's no other y, but we have -2 and 25. The numbers are considered like terms as well. Our coefficient, we are looking at those that have variables. So these have variables, this has a variable, this has a variable. So the number that goes with it, there are 3 x's, there are -4 x's, and there's -y. It doesn't mean -y we write down. It doesn't mean 0. There's -1y. And then our constants are just our numbers. We have -2 and +25. All right, number 3, breaking it down. We have -2x. We have +10y. We have -x. We have +7x squared. Our like terms, we have -2x and -x. But 7x squared is not included because it has the squared. It's not the exact same. And then the y has no other y, so the only pair of like terms is these two. For our coefficients, we're looking at those that have variables. So we have variables here, 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 here. So the number that goes with, we have -2, we have +10, we have -1x, and we have 7x squared. And then the constants, there are none that are just numbers, so there are none. There are no constants. And the last one, we have 20a, we have -15b, we have +14, we have -b, we have +5a, we have +9. For our like terms, we have 20a and 5a. We have -15b and -b. And then our constants are also like terms, 14 and 9. Our coefficients, looking at those that have the variables. So 20a, -15b, -b, 5a. So the number that goes with it, 20, -15, -b, which is -1, and 5a. So 5. And then our constants are just the numbers. We have 14 and we have 9.